What up, peeps? KgDrifty's in the building. I'm here to bring you guys some more Last of Us tips and strategies. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some more Last of Us Remastered multiplayer tips and strategies. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Now, before I get more in depth with this video, I want to let you guys know that some of these tips I'm going to be giving you, I've already mentioned in the last video. But with this, I just want to just put everything all in one and just make it more of an updation video. And I want to add a little bit of more new things that I can give for you guys to make to become a lot better in it and to win more of your gunfights. And on top of that, being able to stay alive and win more games. So going straight into it, now starting off with the very first tip, and I mentioned this countless of times when I made these type of videos, and that is staying with your team. Staying with your team is extremely important. You have to stay with your team because depending on what type of people you go against, sometimes if you're when you're playing against a party, if you like to do party or if you like to do non-party, it really just depends on different type of people's play styles. Sometimes the enemies end up rolling together, and it makes it a little bit harder because if you're a type of player that like to be a lone wolf and want to go in by yourself, sometimes when you're going against a team who actually know what they're doing, who actually use communication, who actually does things like that, they could come together as a group and they could wreck you with no problem. And then on top of that, it could be a little bit selfish on your end because right there, that little health that life that you could have been saving for your team, you just wasted it because you want to be a lone wolf. Now, you can be a lone wolf depending on certain situations, but if you do end up being a lone wolf on The Last of Us, if you don't really want to stick with your group, just make sure that you use the lone wolf perk. Because for many people, I made videos about the lone wolf perk, but pretty much just a quick rundown of what it does. It just gives you extra perks to help you along the way when you go on by yourself. But when you do separate from your team, at least have a good distance to where if there is other enemy teams, you can at least regroup with them if the team is shooting at you. So like when it's shooting at you, you can at least get back to your team and y'all can all rock together and y'all can take out the other teams and come together. But like I said, you can go alone, but I don't always recommend it. But if you do, just make sure you understand your surroundings, make sure that you know what you're doing, and just make sure that you go a little good distance to where you can at least regroup right back to your team if you see the other enemy teams coming together. Now going on with the second tip that I have for you guys, and that is getting headshots, going for heads. And this is more tied down to winning your gunfights. So when you want to win your gunfight in The Last of Us, I highly recommend going for the head. Obviously, in every shooter that you do play, headshots is literally the best thing to do in video games. Obviously, when you get in those headshots to take them down with no problem on The Last of Us, when you're trying to shoot for the body, it can take a little bit more extra bullets to down the enemy. So just make sure that you try to go for the heads. I do have a video of that on how to improve your aiming, your headshots with your aim. So I definitely highly recommend watching that video. But like I said, when you're in those gunfights, just try to aim for the head if you can. And even if you can't, at least try to get 2 to 3 heads and then two to three headshots on them, and then go for the body if possible. Or if you're shooting at the body, at least try to get a couple shots to the head. But I do highly recommend doing headshots because you will win a lot of your gunfights, especially when you're going against enemy teams who are really good at headshots. I'm telling you, you will lose pretty much all your gunfights. So try to practice doing headshots and try to practice going for the head as much as possible. I highly guarantee if you do it a lot, I guarantee you're going to be a lot better at headshots and you're going to be knocking people down with no issues at all. Now going on with the third tip I want to give you guys, and that is do not always take the risk. And what I mean by taking the risk, and I mean by that is when you're downing an enemy, when the enemy is down, don't always go for that kill and trying to kill them, because you never know if the enemy, if their teammate is waiting for you. You never know if that person is the enemy is a bait or not. So if you down him and you're trying to rush his body, it might be his teammate will be already there waiting for you. He'll down you just like that. So it's okay to sometimes let the enemy team revive his teammate. It's always, the best thing I could say is it's best having a life, and it's best to having more lives for the whole team instead of just going out and just being hungry for that kill and going down. Yes, I do know that sometimes you might have those little side missions to where you have to get executions so you won't lose your population, but it's okay. If you don't want to die, it's always, you want to get that kill. It's always good to just wait it out a little bit. You will catch him slipping next time. Just don't always go for the kill because it's not always helpful, and you're not going to always, it just will not end well for you or the team sometimes. So just make sure you don't always have to take the risk when you're down the enemy. Just let the enemy pick them up, and then, just wait it out a little bit and then go when the time is right. So don't always just pick your battles wisely, and don't always try to be greedy and just go for that kill. I know when you're trying to have those missions, trying to complete it, it could be a little bit of a hassle to do so, but you don't always have to do it. It's best to have a lot of people and have a lot of lives, so you don't have to be, when it won't be a lot of you guys left, and then after that, you won't, it'll be hella hard for you to even get it right then and there. So just take your time. It's okay to let the enemy revive them. you know, your time will come. Just take everything slow and just be smart about it. Do not always rush and try to be greedy for that kill. I highly recommend it. It will benefit you a lot in the long run. Now, going on with the first tip now going on to the fourth tip that I have for you guys, and that is don't be afraid to use your equipment. And what I mean by that, don't be afraid to use your bombs, your smoke bombs, your Molotovs, things like that. When you do have Molotovs, I do say you got to be just a little bit conservative with your Molotov, just because the Molotov is a one-shot kill. And if you're really good at throwing Molotov, they could get you out of a lot of sticky, strong situations, even with the bomb and even with the smoke bomb and the regular bomb as well. But the Molotov is definitely the go-to equipment in the whole game, obviously, because like I said, it's a one-hit kill. If it's a lot of lives left, a lot of men left, I don't highly recommend, like, what I mean by that is it's just like 14, 15, 16 people, or like even 8 or 7, you know, don't always use your Molotov for those type of things. I say use the Molotov when it's like at least maybe like 3 to 2 or maybe 4 to 5. But if you have more Molotovs, then go for it. But you never know if you might be the last one standing. You might have to use those Molotovs to come in handy for you to clutch it up for your team. So just be careful. Just be very conservative on how you use your equipment. Because like I said, it can run out hella quick, and it's kind of hard to come across Molotovs in the game. I don't know why. It's kind of hard just because it is an overpowered equipment to have, so it is a little bit hard to come across it. But like I said, just be conservative on how you do it. Even with the smoke bombs and the regular bombs, be conservative. But I would rather throw away my smokes and my regulars than my Molotovs, in my opinion, just because Molotovs are very, very helpful and useful. And I am going to be probably making a video for you guys on how to throw Molotovs a lot better, so you can always get Molotovs kills without no problem. I'm going to probably make a video for that for you guys later on. But like I said, conserve a lot of your equipment, because it will come it will be very helpful for you in the long run. I highly do recommend using that. Now, going on with the fifth and last tip that I have for you guys is don't be running and don't be high walking in the game. Just because if you don't have convert training, people use listening mode. They can find you when you're just walking, or if you're just running, especially if you're running, you pop up on the map. I say you only should be, when you're in the walking animation, I only highly recommend doing that if you really need to get somewhere a little bit further. I'm not really too sure, though, if they can see you in the listening mode when you're doing the walking animation. I think they can, even if you have convert training, because, you're standing. But I'm not too sure. But just always crouch walk. Always be stealth in this game. Just because, like I said, they can use listening mode. They can get you and they can kill you and they can hear your footsteps and they can also see you on the map. So I highly recommend try crouching, try being stealth as much as possible. I say run if you really need to help your teammate or if you need to get to cover. That's the only time that I think you should run. If it's not really for those type of reasonings, then I highly recommend just crouching. And if you do need to get somewhere and you're not trying to make too much of a noise, then walk, But obviously crouching will be the best bet that you have in The Last of Us, because people won't see you on the listening mode. And like I said, I'm not too sure if they can see you on listening mode if you're walking, but I know they can when you're running, and I do know that you see on the map when you're running. But if you need to get somewhere a little bit, if you need to get a little boost, then I can say just walk to it. But if you need to be in a hurry and try to get up out of there so you won't die, then run. But throughout mostly of the game, I do recommend crouching, because they can't see you. It makes it easier for you, and then you can stealth, and then you can take out the enemies if they're not looking at you. So I do highly recommend using that. But there you guys have it. Those are the tips that I can think of for now for The Last of Us Remastered. As you guys know, part 2 is coming out really soon. 2 more days. It's coming out 2 more weeks, 12 more days. I know everybody's excited. I'm excited. I am going to be making some Last of Us 2 videos for y'all, and especially some multiplayer gameplay tips and strategies for y'all on that as well. But as we're still waiting for part 2, if you guys have any more or want any more tips on how to be better at The Last of Us Remastered multiplayer for the long time that we have it for now, let me just comment below. Let me know, and I swear I'll get right back. I'll get right to it for you guys, and I'll make the videos for you guys. But I hope you guys enjoy it. More great videos coming soon. Give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoy it, and I can't wait to make some more for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. More great videos coming soon, and I'll see y'all in the next one.